Monkey Basement Productions.
Monkey Basement!
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Bannon, and welcome to this week's edition of Just Give Me a Few Minutes. September 11th is coming up, guys. It's a very sad event that we don't want to think about. And the problem is, we have to think about it. Because we can't allow that kind of thing to happen again. So, it's something that we have to keep in the forefront of our minds. Whether we want to or not, nobody wants to remember such a tragedy. It's a downer to think about it. But I mean, everybody who wants it to happen again, raise your hands. Look, nobody's raising their hands because they don't want it to happen again. So look, we don't want to forget 9/11. So I try not to forget ever. And I mean, I drive in Columbus. I drive for a living, and I drive by my skyline of Columbus. It's nothing impressive like New York's, of course, but I think our tallest building is like 41 stories, which is not even half of the World Trade Center. But still, to think that one of those buildings could be gone would be, oh my God, I don't know how the people in New York City handle looking and not seeing the World Trade Center after that happened. I mean, I'm going off here. But anyway, I did a podcast and I talked to a retired British SAS soldier and I talked to a retired NYPD sergeant. And they both tell very gripping stories. So I highly recommend you go onto iTunes and you search for Just Give Me a Few Minutes, or you go to Podomatic and search Just Give Me a Few Minutes. And the show is called Heroes of 9/11, because these two guys are. They tell gripping stories. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. It's just something you need to check out. I was numb listening to these guys. I recorded it right here, and it's pre-recorded, obviously, but I just sat here and listened, and I did not edit anything out when I put it on there. When I posted it, it's, I added in my intro and a couple things. I got a sponsor. And I didn't edit any of their talking out at all. It's all, I mean, even the second guy, I started recording before we actually started our official interview, and he started talking, and I was just like, I'm listening back, like, what do I cut out? And I didn't cut anything, because he told interesting stuff before we even started the interview. So I implore you, go check out Just Give Me a Few Minutes on iTunes, on Podomatic. Eventually I'm going to put it here on YouTube. Like this video, spread this video so people can listen, because this is stuff that people need to hear. Our young people, this can't happen again. Especially, I have two little kids, and I don't want them to grow up and feel the way I felt on September 11th, to see what I saw. I want them to learn about it as history, not as happening right in front of them. So spread this around. Do me a favor, down there, give me a like. Spread this video so we can get the podcast out there and people can hear it. Leave me a comment down below. What do you think? Of if you have any stories, 9/11 stories, let me know. I'm I'm like the poor man's Brad Meltzer. I like to collect stories. I've got some fascinating stories from my aunt who's like 80 some years old when she passed away. I got a video or an audio of her talking about when she was at Pearl Harbor in 1942 after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And it is amazing. 83 years old, I think, when she recorded that, and she remembers it all. It's amazing. She remembered names of kids, and she was there for a year. She was like 12 years old. I got my folks on talking about their past, and it's just stuff people need to hear. So please go check it out and spread the word. If you have Facebook, the link. I'll put the link down here in the below comments. The link to the podcast down below so you guys can get to it. It's worth every second. Trust me. I'm Mike Mann, and thank you for just giving me a few minutes.